Hi everyone. This week we are going to talk about facial gestures, and I say this a lot, but that should maybe be a hint about recurring themes in this class. But facial gestures are something that some people are really good at knowing what they're doing and monitoring and kind of giving this impression management piece, and some people really suck at it. And they're tricky because if you are someone who can sort of monitor yourself, you are usually at an advantage. And if you are someone who can't, or who doesn't have sort of a poker face, if you will, then it can be quite a disadvantage for you. So, an example I like to use is when I lived in San Diego and I was bartending. I worked with this girl, and at the end of the night, she would, we'd be doing our books, cleaning up, and regardless, it wasn't just me, it was whoever she was working with. She would make significantly less money on any given night. And she was just baffled by this, right? And so I was like, we'll get to the bottom of this. So I decided to study, her because I'm a team player. And that's what you do in a team. So I started sort of watching her interactions, and it became very apparent to me very quickly that she did not know what sort of a face she was making. So, contextually, it's kind of important to think about if you've maybe been in the service industry or if you haven't just kind of put yourself there for a minute. You're not allowed to have a bad day, right? Because you are there to entertain others, and your demeanor is often reflected in the amount of money that you make at the end of the night. So you really sort of have to be on, which is easier for some than it is for others. So we are, maybe flirtier if we're in a service industry position, or we courtesy laugh, like if you're maybe your boss says something that's just like annoying and not funny, and you're just like, super funny. You're really funny. Except that was a terrible courtesy laugh. Don't do that. But I mean, you get my drift, right? Is you kind of have to fake it. And we started calling it the Sierra effect after that because Sierra was doing this thing where when a table would say something that was annoying or kind of that she thought wasn't very funny, or if she just wasn't in the mood to kind of like play and interact, her face was very much like, and she fully didn't know she was doing it, but obviously it was having an impact on the amount of money that she was making. So that's just one example. It's Our facial gestures are basically things that show our affect. So affect is positive or negative emotion, right? Um, And so the display rules that you'll learn about in your textbook this week, so there's different types of people. So maybe you can really kind of play it cool and nobody knows what you're thinking. Maybe you have very strong facial reactions to things and everybody knows what you're thinking based on your face. Your display rules or your level of affect can tell people a lot about you, right? Um, the most sort of telling of these is your smile. So your book will talk about Duchenne versus non-Duchenne smiling. And Duchenne smiling is the really authentic smile. And it means that it involves things like your cheekbones and your eyes, and it's your whole face really that's having this smile. Whereas a non-Duchenne smile is just your mouth. Like you're forcing the issue, um, but it's not very authentic. So if you think about picture day and someone's like cheese and you're like, or if someone says something super funny and you're like, ah, I don't laugh like that. I don't. And I hope you don't either. but it involves your eyes crinkle up and your cheeks get like red and you kind of tend to float your head around like a bobblehead. Things like that indicate a more sort of genuine smile. Um, this helps because you can sometimes tell if someone's interested in you. But when you are thinking about facial expressions this week, think about how you use them to either give away sort of what you're thinking or hide what you're thinking and withhold that information, and how that either helps or hinders you as you go through your day. All right, I will be in touch soon.